Hello, my name is Ruta and we are doing 100 days of good hair days challenge, where I'm also being open and honest about my mood and sharing how I feel in a context also of doing hairstyles. I'm using this book and today is day 71 and we're gonna be doing victory rolls. So this is kind of like very cool hairstyle which I've seen in the movies many times, but basically it's beautiful. So for this we're gonna need curling iron, hair grips, firm hold hairspray, and then, like in my case, since my hair is naturally straight, to add some curls with the curling iron and pointing it horizontally to create a nice wave. So what we need to do is kind of just to curl hair a little bit and then separate the hair in front of the ears and use our roll. Brush out this section thoroughly. Okay, so the roll is gonna be kind of like a roll that you use with your hands on a curl. But first of all, I'm just gonna do a little bit of curling. And for that, I'm gonna brush through my hair slightly. Well, not really slightly, because last night I washed my hair and I went to sleep with my hair wet and I have not brushed it. And when it dries in a natural, very light waves. So it doesn't really, so that's why I don't really wanna ruin my waves when it's the only chance that I would have my natural waves is when either I use some curling product in my damp hair and then I allow my hair to be curled. So naturally, like by drying and by the product. I think I've done one of the hairstyles was natural waves, and for my hair, which was really straight, it is, and it always was, well, probably a little bit wavier now than it was in my teenage years. I really need some extra help with the waves or the natural curls because it just doesn't happen. So for now, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do some curling, slight curling. And for that I have already prepared the iron, or you say iron. When I came to UK first, I remember I was saying iron because it has letter R, and in Lithuania we pronounce R. So like my name is Ruta, say R properly, R. So iron, friend, that's how I would naturally speak. I think it became somewhat softer during the years, but it didn't go out completely. And I'm used to it now, so I think it's just part of my thing, you know. The accent is part of your image, or I don't know if personality is the right thing, but I feel like with me there are some hidden reasons subconsciously why after living for so long in UK I still have my accent. It could be at the beginning I actually really wanted to disassociate from Lithuania, from Lithuanian culture and everything, because my life in there was really hard. And when I came to UK and I experienced different life, I was like, oh my God, I never knew things could be like that. And also people treat each other nicely, really, like, or at least to what I have experienced in Lithuania. And then I was like, okay, you know what, I don't really like that culture anymore. And then after some time, a couple of years ago, I guess I have experienced kind of like time 2 or 3 years ago where I started to kind of like go back and look into my heritage, into my roots, and then I realized that you cannot really deny your ancestry because it has very negative effect, because you kind of deny your roots, your lineage, your not only DNA but kind of like even collective cultural strength, the positive of it. I've done the curling behind the scenes because it's a long process and it can take a while, and I'm saving my phone's memory. And it looks so good that I almost don't want to do anything with it. But fear not, I shall do something with it. So victory rolls. After we curled it, we basically what we do is separate our hair from front of the ears and use it into our roll. Hold this section of hair out of 45-degree angle and wrap it around your fingers to create the beginning of the roll. Continue to roll the hair towards the scalp. Once you have rolled the hair all the way up, pin it to place using hair grips. Repeat the same technique on the other side and pin it into place. Spray with a firm hold, the hairspray, so it stays in place. The hairspray again, but I think I have a feeling that is not much options for me with this one, because I think these ones would just simply slip away if I didn't use hairspray. So I'm gonna actually use hairspray with this one. Okay. Maybe one day I would have a little table here where I can hold things. So the hair in front of my ear goes, I would say, up to here. So that's one side. One side separated. Now let's do the same with the other side. The hair in front of my ear, some kind of like sectioning like this. Now this actually feels like I have more hair on the left hand side, so I think I'm just gonna increase my section slightly. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just kind of like, I'm not gonna really brush through it, but I just want to kind of like put them in one roll. So it says 45 degrees. So 45 degrees is like this, and then start creating roll. Maybe I just need to actually make this camera point a bit higher because my hair is too long, you cannot really see. So where was I? Yes, the roll. So I'm kind of like putting it all the way up, and if this hair falls, the ones that you see is fine, because there are versions of the same hairstyle with the fringe too. So to have victory rolls, you don't have to not have fringe. Fringe is fine. Fringe is totally fine. Okay, why do I have feeling it's a deja vu from my yesterday's French twist? My hair is very slippery, so is it that different? I think actually I made slightly too small, the roll slightly too small. So I'm using a couple of my fingers because I need the loop inside of this. And now I'm kind of rolling it very carefully all the way up. And now I'm just gonna pin it at the back with hair grips. So I'm trying to kind of like pin it from the bottom. It looks like probably it's very good if you have a curly hair, or the hair that makes it look like you have a masses of hair. Right, let's do the same with this side. So far it's fine, but I think I will have to put hairspray immediately, otherwise it might fall apart. Okay, so I'm doing exactly the same with this side, brushing it out and kind of pulling it upwards, and then using two fingers I'm just gonna allow some hair to fall down. And I'm kind of like rolling it. So I pinned one side down already, and now I'm using hair grip to grab the side of the front bit and just kind of like attach it to the bottom. Wow, victory rolls. Looks victorious. Let me see. I actually prepared these hair grips, but I think those are a little bit too chunky. Okay, from the back, it's not the worst case scenario ever, but I think I would use more hair. For the next time in the future, if I'm gonna do this hairstyle, I'm gonna use more hair. Because it looks like the more volume you have, probably the better the roll you get to make. Yeah, and if you have curly hair, probably it would give lots of volume and it would make it like that. So, this is my victory roll. I will now use some hairspray. The thing is, in the past, I used to underestimate the power of a hairspray, but honestly, the power of the hairspray is immense. It does hold things in place. It does hold hairstyles in place. It says medium hold, but you know, that's the only hairspray I have. I think in the future I might get few different kinds, but the only thing is I never used it up, so I'm afraid my product is gonna kind of go off by the time I'm gonna finish it. So I'm kind of like, probably best idea for me would be just buy medium hold hairspray and just use it. Okay, so that's victory rolls. It looks really good, actually. I like it. I think I'm gonna use it in the future. It's gonna be one of my favorite hairstyles after French twist disaster, but I'm not giving up there. I think I developed a bit of fear. You know, when you have an accident, you're not supposed to stay away from the car forever, because that's how you kind of like get this imprint that you cannot do it. So it is good to go back into drive as soon as you can, so that you don't have this trauma fixated once you process the emotional stuff, of course. And I think the same goes with the hair. Once you experience disaster, then you need to go back and do something similar successfully, so that this lack of success is healed. So that's emotional topic for today. I'm feeling hungry. In the last couple of days, I've been feeling like I don't want to eat up until like late afternoon. I think some kind of like a discharge cleanse is taking place. I threw away quite a few things yesterday. That's also, I believe, part of the cleanse. And I have a headache. I think I have sinuses problem related to hay fever problem. And I had a very emotional dream, which kind of like set my mood for the day. You know, when you wake up after some intense emotional charge. I was angry and I was crying, and it was some relationship that I was processing in my real life, but I was doing it in a dream. They say the reason why we process, like often we have these very intense emotional dreams, is because we don't process our emotions in a waking life. So then we have to do it in our dream states. So that's what's happening. And yeah, I need to have some conversations as well with my partner, and also I was supposed to talk with a friend of mine, but I don't know if we will be able to talk today. So yeah, there are kind of like things on, but I think my headache, kind of like a pressure, it's not really that intense headache, but kind of like a pressure up here is taking priority. So that's the main feeling that I feel, and therefore mood score is so low. But I'm conscious of it, and I'm not kind of like rolling in a panic. I understand it's a process through which I'll come out and I'll be more expanded. So I'm going with it. So thank you for watching and being part of this journey with me. And I wish you to have a very conscious day and allow yourself to be with whatever feelings are coming up today, and allow yourself as well, if there is something that you're kind of pushing down and don't want to feel and process, allow that gently to come up and be released, be processed, be felt. The thing is, when we go consciously in our emotions, we don't become overwhelmed by them. When we suppress them, then we kind of like have like an avalanche falling on us at some point, when we like suppress, and we cannot hold anymore, and then it's like something happens and we kind of like explode. So there are options actually to let out the little irritations, the little pains, the little hurts, the little things on a daily basis, every day, and be healthy rather than keep it inside. I know I have become much more energetic and healthy ever since I started actually talking about these things. So that was another thing that kind of added to my overall well-being. So it's a healthy thing to do. Thank you, my friends, my family, my stars family, my soul contract people, everybody who come to see this, and enjoy your life, enjoy your day, and I will see you tomorrow with yet another awesome hairstyle and another mood for another day. Bye.